WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
Hey y'all, this is Larry Whitfield. Welcome to Sunday Throwbacks, right here on WVTC Detroit. On today's show, it is our hope that you will enjoy great music from past and present, that you will be impacted by a throwback moment. So listen, call a neighbor, call a friend, call somebody. Let them know Sunday Throwbacks is on. Let's go. It's Sunday. Sunday Throwbacks.
What's up, everybody? This is Sunday Throwbacks, and I'm your host, Larry Whitfield. Listen, we've been baptizing all day, and we've been baptized today, and the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and His truth endureth to all generation. Listen, I am so excited to be with you today because we are going to be talking about our babies. So if you have a 3 or 4-year-old that is not in school, they still with grandma, grandma, can you watch all that? Listen, I need you to watch the show. I need you to like and share. I need you, if you're on Facebook, I need you to like and share. If you are on X, if you are on YouTube, I need you to like and share. We got a very important program today. A very important person. I had her on two years ago. Would it be 2 years? Yeah, it'll be 2 years. And she is back, and there has been some awesome things that are going on. I'm talking about doctor. I'm calling her doctor because when you work with a lot of children the way she do, it takes surgery to do it. I'm talking about Dr. Brandy North. She is the school director of Lessinger Early Childhood Center. So y'all like and share. We're going to put some music on. This is a song that I did many years ago with a bunch of children. Some was out of the Oak Park School District. Some was out of my family, and some was just out of the church. This song that we did is entitled Character, featuring yours truly. So we're going to open up with that. This is about the babies, y'all. So everything we do is about the babies today. Please like and share. This is Sunday Throwback. Lewis is here, but I think I'm dressed better than him today, so we'll see. We'll be right back, everybody.
One of the attributes or features that make up and distinguish an individual. A feature used to separate distinguishable things into categories. A group or kind so separated. We're talking about character. Yeah. Character. Gotta build my character. Yeah. Gotta build my character. Listen. In His image and likeness, He created me to walk in His footsteps, fearfully and wonderfully. Shelter the homeless, feed the hungry, sharing with others what He gave to me. God gave me destiny when He made me. God gave me destiny when He made me. God gave me destiny because He made me. I have His character. character. Use a character standing on the word of God. Just want to encourage somebody with these words of wisdom right here. Listen. My sister, my brother, this is what you need to do to release the you that is inside of you. Read his word and pray every day. It just takes a little faith, cause when he made me, when he made me, oh my, when the Lord made me, God, because he made me, I have his character. Thank God for his character. We was created in his image and his likeness. The way we carry ourselves, the way we treat our brother, that is the character of God. Get this message right here.
It's how I'm walking, how I'm talking, how I'm being. It's working it out with my brothers when I'm disagreeing. No time to play, gotta go and win. Gonna end the wrong time, it's my destiny. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. It is my responsibility. Gotta get that crown, push to the top. Get ready, get set, let's go.
When you made me, when you made me father, you gave me destiny. Yes, you did. Because you made me, I have character. When you made me, you molded me. You are the potter. Because you made me, Listen, I know this is a recording, but just slip your hands right here if you can, and just begin to thank God for the character that he put in you, the ministry that he put in you. Your destiny is in God. The work of the kingdom, what God has set for you to do, it's for you. So build your character.
Yes, that was character with a bunch of children. Oh my God. But they did their thing. Everybody, this is Sunday Throwback. I am so happy to, first of all, my host, Louis Boyd III, is here. And normally, most of the time, he is dressed better than me. But you know what? I think this tie I got on is really killing him right now. It's really killing him. But anyway, Brandy North.
Hello.
Yes, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
May 29th, 2022. I was with another station and I had you on and you was talking about Lessinger and what you all was preparing for, and you was talking about the babies and how you all were excited and everything. And here it is 2 years later. It is open. God has blessed. Listen, y'all. Dr. Brandy North. I want to read a little bit about her before I have her to open up her mouth, and just because this is her show. All right. Brandy A. North is the Director of Early Childhood Education and Extended Programs for the Oak Park School District. She is born and bred Michigander. For the past 10 plus years, she has advocated for families and their children's right to a free and appropriate public education in urban areas, including Detroit, Los Angeles, and New York. She has degrees and certifications in the areas of early childhood specialist, pre-K through 8 instruction, education specialist, and special education, birth through 12th grade, and K through 12 administration. Brandy has successfully executed many roles within the field of education, including classroom teacher, assistant principal, principal, director, and consultant. Her education and professional experience has thoroughly prepared her to serve the students and families of the urban district. It is her vision for early childhood programs to be offered the exemplary and in urban school districts. It is her core belief that we are to equip our babies with foundational skills that will empower them to soar throughout their professional and education endeavors. I bring to the table
I'm gonna take him with me
Brandon
everywhere.
North. Yes.
Thank you. He's about to follow me around everywhere I go.
How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah. Long time no see in this capacity.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Of course, when I come up and
Yeah, you part
bring
of our
my
Messenger
wife
family.
lunch and
Yes.
stuff like that, I see you in the office and wave.
Yes.
But listen, y'all, this school, if you have a 3 or 4 year old, I need you to really listen to what we're about to talk about. Let's talk about since the last
Okay.
meeting here, well, not here, but
Yes. Together.
Yes, together by broadcast.
Yes.
What has happened since then?
Wow. Since then, a lot has happened. Messenger has officially been open
Yes.
for 2 years. So we've always had early childhood education in Oak Park schools.
Right.
So Messenger is part of the Oak Park School District. However, we built this or rebuilt. It was a building that we had. We renovated Early Childhood Center. And we dedicated this building completely to all early childhood education programs. That includes early childhood special education, which goes from 2.5 to 6 years old. We also have TK, Transitional K, which is a very important program for students who turn 5 between September 1 and December 1. And if they need additional time to determine if they're ready for kinder or first grade, they're able to enroll in this program. Smaller class sizes with 2 teachers. And we also have preschool.
Yeah.
Which is our largest program. It's called entitled GSRP, our Great Start to Readiness program, and that is our largest program in at Messenger. And we have all these programs, and they all service 2.5 to 6 year olds. So this is the Early Childhood Center dedicated to our babies. We opened it. It was structured to do that. It was furnished to do that. Everything was done with our children in mind.
Yes.
Since then, we've been there. We've opened, and it's been extremely successful. My team is phenomenal. I always say that even as a leader, I'm nothing without my team. My team makes it happen. And our children, data-wise, tested out of the park last year. Our TK program took an iReady assessment, which is an assessment used nationally. And our TK program tested in the top 10% of iReady takers.
Wow.
Our preschool program has implemented, a lot of preschools have a lot of ambiguity around what the end of the year learning outcomes are. Not my teachers, not my team. We were very clear. We sat down, we determined what our students needed in order to be thoroughly ready for kindergarten. We set those learning outcomes and my teachers hit them, my kids hit them. So I'm very proud of that. And then our early childhood special education program is booming. Our kids, you come in, it's amazing. Hands-on, getting the kids to be more socially engaged, getting the kids to prep them to be, if they can be mainstreamed into a gen ed classroom, then that's the case. We push our kids to their highest potential. My team understands that's why they're there. I understand I'm there to support my team, to empower them to do that. And that's literally what's happening. So I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Louis, you have a question?
Well, no, all that success doesn't come without its challenges. So what has been the biggest challenge these last 2 years?
I'm just gonna start with loaded questions.
Louis!
All right. He said your time might get him, but his questions gonna come out. They go hit. So, wow, you know what? First, what I will say, our biggest challenge is it has been twofold in the sense people. People are my biggest challenge, whether it be students, the team, or parents. What I mean by that is coming together around a unified vision is not easy.
Right.
My team had to, some people sacrifice what they wanted to do or how they wanted to move. Some had to change how they move in order to meet us in the middle. Education requires a huge human factor. The expectations that we have of parents, my team staying on parents to meet those expectations, because you don't just drop your baby off and that's the end.
Right.
We have monthly parent events. We have home visits twice a year. We have parent-teacher conferences. So I'm very clear that this is a partnership, almost like a marriage that we form with home.
Absolutely.
And we need you to be on the same page. We need communication, you to be responsive, you to hear us. When you don't understand or know something, that's fine. Come to us. We are supposed to be, and we are the educational experts, but we need you to verbalize what you need as a family, and we can assist with that. So the human factor has been the hardest thing. People, in order to come together for the greater good of children, we all have to make a sacrifice, and I think that has been the part, getting everyone to make their sacrifice, that was the most difficult, but they've done it. Like we've done it, and I am beyond elated. The progress that we've made, the progress that our kids have made, the environment that we've created, I knew it could happen. I dreamt it could happen. I prayed that it would happen, but it happened in almost record time. So I'm just, people, when you build it, they will come. That's like a genuinely true statement.
Absolutely.
My team came, the parents came, the kids came. We have a wait list. We make it happen. So people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have you ever thought about consulting with other districts or whatever to?
Yes, I mean, I thought about. So I actually have Southfield, some other schools came as Oakland schools, our ISD, our intermediate school district, referred some other schools to Lessinger. So I've worked with some other schools with giving them materials and ideas about how to replicate what we've done, because it shouldn't be a secret. The success that we're experiencing should be shared out.
That's good.
Yeah, no, I'm not a hoarder of information. I believe, I tell my team, collaborate with one another, collaborate with others. The point is to be our best. Your best looks different than my best. The point is for us to be our best. And in being our best, we have to be collaborative. So I definitely am open to other districts and schools to support in any way that I can.
Yeah.
Wow.
There shouldn't be, when it comes to our babies, and I know a lot of school districts are somewhat competitive, and I get that aspect. But when it comes to our babies, when it comes to our 3 and 4 year olds that are moving into that stage of education, I think everybody should be on the same page in whatever district that you come out of. I remember being a little tyke myself at one time. I'll be 60 very soon, but I stayed with grandma until kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? We stayed with grandma. Grandma kept us until it was time for us to go to kindergarten. Now, times have changed. I want you to kind of talk about how important is it from an educational standpoint. You could throw some numbers out as far as, how countries compare scores and stuff like that. How important it is to get your child at that age of 3, 4 years old into school versus grandma. And I'm not taking anything away from grandma.
Yeah, grandma has her role. Grandma has her role. She does have her role.
Sit down, get these collard greens, and watch, Electric Company or Captain Kangaroo. See, those are the shows so I'm really going back. But how important is it, though?
It's extremely important. I think we must remember as a collective, as a community, especially when you look at urban and rural districts, there is a wealth gap that's happening, and it's getting wider and wider every day. And what we have to remember about that is the way to combat that is education. And that's education in school and education at home. So we have to be very, very good stewards of our time. And in being a good steward of your time, enrolling your child in a program, allowing them to get that exposure academically and social emotionally, because we forget the social emotional element, them interacting with other children, them seeing children from different backgrounds, them problem solving, them learning to communicate their thoughts. All of these are things that happen in school. So it's much greater than just the academics. But it's very important to start your child as young as possible to get that foundation so that when they do go into the compensatory education system, which is 1st through 12th grade, they are confident and comfortable in that role. Because the last thing you want a child to do is enter 1st grade and feel defeated or behind.
Yeah.
Because those grades move quite rapidly.
Yeah.
Kindergarten is no longer just play. Preschool is not play. So what we have to remember is we need to seek out and provide these opportunities for our children to put them ahead. That's why they call it Head Start, Great Start to Readiness, because the world is already rolling. And if you're in a middle class family or above, your child is already in a program. That program is already probably providing academic supports and services. So we have to make sure that and this, again, a lot of times people like to make it just a race issue, but also in rural areas. in rural areas where there are very few blacks, but largely white population, the same things happen. And a lot of time our attention is diverted by color, but it's a social economic issue. And that's where we have to come together and say, hey, it doesn't matter what I make or the price of my house. My child deserves a good education. And that's what America's supposed to be built on. So that's what we need to focus on. So it's very, very important to prepare your child.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Those who are just tuning in, we are talking to Dr. Brandy North. She is the school director for Lessinger Early Childhood Center out of the Oak Park School District. We want to get to some music. I want to give a shout out to my daughter, Lauren. She has my grandson, Taylor, watching. He's 3 years old. I've been talking about this program. So I said, you better get on and watch this because we want to get him in school with you all in the fall. So I know she's watching. But listen, let's get to some music. This music is coming from Dr. Anthony White, as we know, worked with a lot of choirs in the Oak Park School District. That's how I met him. And DYC, this song here is produced by Craig Mizell.
Oh, yes.
And it is called Big, Big God.
Yes.
This is a brand new song that he wrote for DYC. Remember, this is children, y'all. We talking about children, so that's all we're going to play is children's songs. This is Sunday Throwback. Everybody will be right back.
He's a big, everything you do, you're doing well. The collective, DYC. Let's go. Hey, Detroit, we about to go crazy. Let's go. Hey, yo, DYC, talk to him.
But with you, there are no limits. Before I could think of it, he already did it. The plans he has for me are for me to succeed. My future is a breeze. It's written out for me. Everything you do, you're doing well.
You're a big, big guy.
You're a big, big
Say everything you do, you're doing.
everything you do, you're doing well.
I got my little sister, Lady Tara.
Ours were big, but to you they're small. And the more that you handle them all.
Plans he has for me are for me to succeed. My future is a breeze. It's written out for me.
Say everything you do, you're doing well.
Everything you do, you're doing well.
You're a big, big
Everything you do, you're doing
Everything you do, you're doing
My God is big.
Give it to him. He can handle it. My God is big. Give it to him. He can handle it. Everything you do, you're doing well.
You're a big, big God.
You're a big, big God.
Everything you do, you're doing.
Everything you do, you're doing well. You are.
Somebody say nothing's so big.
So big, you can handle it.
I'm confident in this thing that God's gonna complete that work in you. There's nothing so big.
So big,
Everybody has to man right here. Come on, hey, PK.
he can handle it.
Joy comes in the morning
He
late.
can handle it.
We've been indoors for a night.
He can handle it.
Not a man he can't love.
He can handle
I
it.
got my brother Kevin Stewart. Come on, let's go, let's go.
I can handle it, yeah. Is there anything too hard for him? My God
Put them hands right here.
Come on,
Hands right here. He's a big, big God. He's a big, big God. Yes, he can handle it. Yes, he can handle it. That's it.
He's a big, big God. He's a big, big God. Yes, he can handle it. Is there anything too hard for him?
Hi, I'm Edna Bell, Please watch me on WVTC Radio Detroit at 4 o'clock every Monday. WVTC Detroit is your place to be. Edna Bell, the Community Bell Show. I'm your host.
We're back.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Listen, y'all, download that app. Man, the app is fire.
Yes, it is.
24-hour gospel music, y'all. 24-hour gospel music. And with two-time Stellar Award winner, WVTC Radio Detroit.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to the station owners, Sandy, who owns WVTC Radio Detroit. Shout out to her and all that she's doing.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are back. Yes. We are going to double team you on this one. I'm
Right.
opening it up, and then Lewis is going to give the example, and then you just going to expound on it, okay? Because we want the parents to understand. In the earlier part of the conversation, she said that this is, I forget the way you put it, teamwork, though.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. We want the parents to participate, not just drop your child off. But there are accommodations that the school gives you. All right. There are accommodations. Matter of fact, you have your own room that you can come in. All right. Lewis, take it from there.
So if my wife was working from home and my kids who are grown now, but if they were still of age to be at the school, could my wife do her work there in the school?
So yes, when we constructed the building and did the layout, it was very important to us to highlight the relationship between home and school. And one of the ways we did that is structuring the building in a way that's very inviting to families. So we have multiple spaces that we can welcome families into throughout the day. For instance, we have a parent lounge, which has a television, as you said, latte maker. That's a big hit, okay? People love coffee. We have that space. It also has, the television has Hulu, Netflix, the whole nine on there. So families can come in and spend time in that space if they're waiting on their child, if they need a safe place to be in temporarily, if they just want to come in and be away from home for a little while and work. We also have a parent tech room, which is a computer lab essentially, and it has computers for parents to use if they need to come online and access our Wi-Fi or do some work from the schoolhouse. They can come in and do that. So we created these spaces just to be inclusive of families, because when we said we wanted that marriage between home and school, we genuinely meant it. And we did it in multiple ways, not just the layout of the facility, but also we have a monthly parent involvement trip. So every month our kids go on a field trip.
Wow.
And a parent, and it's, at preschool, we cover the parent, the cost of the parent. So we pay for the parent and the child to go on the field trip. And that's a monthly activity. It's offered to all of our programs in the school. In addition to that, we have a family engagement activity every month. Like last year, we had a huge Thanksgiving feast. We had it catered as a district, but we also had families bring in food, and we had a potluck style. We had over 350 people there. And again, every month we come up with a a different theme and an activity for the parents to come into the classroom, into the building, and to be involved. And it's just important because, again, a parent may not, or a family member, it could be a family member. You do have to pass your background check for our field trips and so forth.
Right.
But to come in, if you're not, we do allow parents to come in if they're not left alone with any other children. You can come into the classroom and do an activity one-on-one with your child, because we don't want those barriers there that do not allow parents to be involved because of a mistake from the past, or because of the fact that they had a bad school experience and therefore I don't like going to schools. A lot of people avoid schools because of their experience. And one of our missions is to break that barrier, to make it a place that's inclusive of everybody. Everybody deserves the opportunity to be a part of their child's education. And when we build that level of comfort and confidence with them interacting with myself, with my team, with other parents, you build relationships for your child with other students, and you build your confidence. And then you go on to kinder, first, second, third grade, and you're the parent that comes to parent-teacher conferences.
Yeah.
You're the parent that volunteers. So when my first graduating class from Lessinger went off to the elementary schools, the principals called me and said, all your parents are here and want to come in the building. They want to do all this. And the elementaries are structured slightly different because of the sheer number of children. So security is a little bit different in instances. However, our parents from Lessinger were like, oh, nope, we want to be here.
Yeah.
So it was a total shift. And the principal's like, okay, now we have to build systems and structures to support this insurgence of involvement. And they were excited about it. So that's what we're hoping to do throughout our district.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, also, too, I want you to kind of talk about you all have a setup after, of course, the background check. You know, we don't want no gay scenes coming up in the school. But I'm being silly. But anyway, no, but seriously, talk about the setup that you all have to where as parents are able to come in and read to the children.
Oh, so parents can always come in and read. However, we do a big push in March, because March is National Reading Month. So every March we send out letters, and I do a newsletter twice a month to all my families. And we allow parents to sign up in their child's classroom to read to all the students in the classroom. In addition to that, we also have the ability for parents to sign up throughout the year and at different points to volunteer or to read to students, because literacy is hugely important to us. Literacy and social emotional learning are our two big pushes at Lessinger to prepare children holistically for compensatory education. But in March, we do that. We had guest readers. We were on Channel 4, WDIB.
Yeah.
We were featured on Channel 4 News. We had Mr. Blackburn come and read to our students from, he's an anchor for Channel 4.
Yeah.
He came and read to our students. We've had the mayor come and read to our students. We've had numerous individuals come and volunteer to read throughout Oak Park, actually, but at Lessinger. And it's a wonderful opportunity for people to see what's happening at our schoolhouse, as well as for our children to see people come in and really push the idea of literacy and how much fun and engaging it can be. So that's a big thing in the month of March. And last year we had green eggs and ham breakfast. So the kids actually had green eggs and ham.
Oh, wow.
We did a big,
Now that's the day Lewis want to come and read.
We did that.
I'm coming back.
We did this year we did Dragons Love Tacos, and we had walking tacos for lunch together. So so every year we do a different theme, and every year I find a child author to come in that's between the ages of like 8 and 11, I would say.
Yeah.
And they come in with their book, and they provide a book to each classroom, and they read to the child so that they can see children doing things as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That there is awesome. I think I may come on that walking taco.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna come on that day and read. I'm gonna bring the Bible.
Yeah.
Because we got
Genesis.
to
Everybody, we're talking to Brandy North. She is the school director for Lessinger Early Childhood Center. We are so excited to have you here. Do you have any children, like, when it's time to go, you know, I want to go.
Yeah. No, you know what?
I don't want to go.
That's the thing that we're struggling with now, because in the inception of Lessinger, I don't think any of us thought about it having, we knew it would be impactful, and we wanted it to be a game changer, but we didn't take into consideration that a child can only be with us 1-2 years max. and then we send them off to their elementary school. That is a struggle for a lot of my families.
Yeah.
And that's a struggle for a lot of my kids. So the preschoolers can go to TK, but TK has a birthday range. So if the child's birthday doesn't fall in that range, then they have to go to kindergarten at one of the elementaries. And I get bombarded with phone calls, emails at the end of the year, like, can you make an exception? Can you do this? And, you know, I have to follow state guidelines, so I can't. But yes, that is a struggle for a lot of our families. And they've asked us, last year they took a petition to expand Messenger to first grade. So, I mean,
Really?
the parents want that. They do want that. I mean, there are several possibilities. We would have to look at that as a district, but we do currently have all of that at the elementary school. So it would be a lot of restructuring. And that's a very costly thing when the elementary schools are already servicing that particular demographic, but the parents do want it.
Ms. Brandy, talk about your transitional kindergarten that you also have.
Okay.
And explain that.
So a lot of the ideology and programs that are at Messenger and Oak Park schools in general in early childhood within my department come from an understanding of having taught and having been a teacher. And in those experiences, you see what kids need because you're on the front lines of it. That's why I have so much respect for my teachers, and they have such a voice in what we do. And when people commend me as a leader, I always give the credit back to my team because it's their fruit also that helps me produce great fruit. So I always acknowledge that. And in being a kindergarten teacher, what I was seeing and what a lot of us were seeing in Oak Park at that time, where there would be a lot of 4-year-olds in kindergarten that weren't ready. And kindergarten is very much more structured, like first through fifth at this point. Yeah. And there's a waiver in Michigan that technically, if you're not 5 by September 1, you do not start kinder. Except there's a waiver where if you just sign this waiver, you can start kinder. That deadline is ambiguous in the sense that it exists, but it is not really enforced. So, but a lot of those babies were young because they're still 4 and they're not turning 5 until, somewhere in their first semester. So what we said was those kids might need a different environment. They might need a different environment. They might need a different structure. They might need additional support, especially if they're going to make the academic gains that we say we want them to make. So that's how TK was birthed. It is a class between preschool and kindergarten, in which your child has a smaller classroom size, 2 teachers in the classroom, and it's structured in a more hands-on, engaging way than kindergarten. And with that being said, because we wanted to offer this option as well, but we know, especially in communities of color, a lot of people were hesitant. They're like, no, I don't want to feel like they're left behind. No, that's not the case, because at the end of kindergarten, the students take 4 assessments. Those 4 assessments plus a social emotional inventory is completed with your child. And then you have a 45-minute conference in which we sit down with you as the educators and go over where your child placed. And then we make a recommendation, kinder or first grade. Now, we don't back up off that recommendation, but you as a parent have the right when you go to elementary to say, hey, I would like to change the recommendation. But the recommendation is based on the data. Where did your child score? So last year, I want to say 85% of our kids were ready for first, but there were a handful that needed that second year of kindergarten.
Does social promotion play a part in that at all?
Not with us. With families want it. Families want it. But I also think that people sometimes don't understand it could be to a child's detriment. So the families, I didn't change our recommendations. My team does exactly what they're supposed to do with the assessments. We structure it so that we have a breadth of knowledge of where that child is academically and socially. And we sit down and walk the parent through everything. And we let the parent know beforehand, like, hey, midway in the year, because they take this assessment 3 times a year, this is where they are. A parent can disagree with that, and they have that right to do so. I put my team and my name on the recommendation. That does not change. But you can go, and the elementaries do have the ability to place the child in kinder or first. But again, when that did happen, a couple instances, I've had the parents come back like they're struggling. But that was the point. We didn't want them in first grade because we knew that. So we can't buy into that. Sometimes children need time. Time it's the great healer. It can be, it can be a lot of things, but sometimes children, and we have to give them that grace and time and make sure that they're actually prepared for first to fifth.
Yes. I am so glad that question was posed because that's important. Myself, I never understood that social promotion thing when you're not ready.
Right. Right.
I never understood that. And parents was like, well, you know, just push them through. And then later on, you can't tell them nothing.
Right.
And they're struggling.
Absolutely.
So everybody, this is Sunday Throwback. Listen, y'all, Lessinger Early Childhood Center. We're going to go to some music real quick. And when we come back, Miss Brandy is going to tell us how you can get in contact with her. And also, too, I'm going to allow her to just share her heart with you concerning these babies, because these babies are her heart. So I know she got something to say to you. This is Sunday Throwback. We are going to play God's Way is the Best Way. This is by the Gospel Soul Children of New Orleans that was produced by my brother, Thomas Whitfield, back in 1988. This is a throwback moment. This is a throwback moment. God's Way is the Best Way, featuring Pastor Lydia Wright Hamilton and Gwen Morton. So y'all listen to this. This is a good one right here. God's Way is the Best Way. Gospel Soul Children. Remember, I told you it's about the babies today.
Absolutely.
Gospel Soul Children of New Orleans. We'll be right back, and Brandy's going to just minister to us about these babies. Yeah.
That way is the best way. That way is the best way. God's way is the best way. That way is the best way. No matter what the folks say, I have decided to go. And I know it's true. God's way is the best way. God's way is the best way. God's way is the best way. Oh, God's way is the best way. God's way is the best way. No matter what the folks say, I have decided not to go. And I know it's true. God's way is the best way. I'll keep going on. I'll keep going on. I made up in my mind, and I will go on. I'll keep going on. I'll keep going on. I'll keep going on. I don't care what people say. Yes, it is. It's the best way, the best way. I know it is. I know it is. I'll keep going on. I'll keep going on. God, you told me to go on, and I will go on. I will. Keep going on.
If he'd have had a drum track, he wouldn't have sped up like that. That drum track, was playing at 103 BPM.
Right.
You see how? But that was back in '88.
A lot of old songs did that, man.
Right. A lot of old songs.
All genres, most of them.
Sandy was like, "Did he spin that song?" Yeah, that was that drummer that. Slow down. Listen, this is Sunday Throwback, everybody. I want to tag. I want to read Miss Leisha read a comment updated. She said, "I can truly relate. I held my daughter back and got a lot of pushback from friends and family." My question to you, Leisha, and I don't know if you can put this in there, but was it a positive? When you held her back, was the end result positive, or was it a mistake you feel like you made? I wish you can put that answer on there, but I want you to go ahead and just expound on the pushback, the being hope. My lips.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about how important it is that when you do decide to do that, what are some of the things to look for when you decide to do something like that, when you decide to hold your child back?
Well, first and foremost, I think picking a school that is academically sound, instructionally sound, I should say. Making sure, because you can go to Michigan schools as a parent and look up statistics and data regarding schools and students' performance within those schools, because that's a reflection of what's happening at school. I'm a firm believer in a lot of schools, but not in my district, and I'm very proud of this. A lot of school districts will say, well, the parents don't do this, the parents don't do that. And yeah, there is some of that, but research shows that when you look at the breakdown of a child's education, especially in the earlier years, it's 60% the school, 40% home. So 40% is a significant amount, but we carry the weightier part. So I'm always telling my team that, yes, in order for you, if you believe that poverty cycles can be broken, if you believe that we can change the trajectory of our country, if you believe that these things can happen, then you have to also, as an educator, believe the research, which says we carry the most power. We carry more power in the home. We have those kids quite a bit. And what we do with that time is very, very significant. So first, I think a parent needs to be informed about the school they're selecting, not just because it's in your neighborhood, not the misnomer or misconception that charter is better than public. That's not always true. Not, so not because it's predominantly white or predominantly this, that is better than this particular schools. We have to get away from those generalizations and really do the work to find out what a school is producing by looking at the data that the state of Michigan presents, as well as visiting that school and speaking to the people in that school. So I think that that's the first thing that a parent needs to look at. The second thing is, once you've selected a program and your child is in that program, you have to be a part of it. Be participatory, talk to the teachers, come in, talk to the principal, have that relationship and see how that looks. Because those are the people that are helping you make a decision regarding your child's education. And then thirdly, very important, is look at their work. How are they doing on homework? Not you doing the homework, but them doing the homework. So if I said, because homework should reinforce what they learned throughout the day. If they're not able to do it, they didn't learn it. That's a conversation that needs to happen. So we don't send homework home like you figure out the math. It's supposed to be, we went over this with your child today. You can sit and assist if a child runs into a hiccup or provide feedback once they've completed it. It's not for the parent to do. So that's a misconception as well. So if your child is struggling with homework, then that means the daily lesson or the daily learning target, they might not have mastered that. So that's a conversation to have with the teacher.
Let me pause real quick. What if you have a parent that is unable to help with homework because of their learning disability? What are some of the things that you all provide at Lessinger for the parent to help them understand the work that is being given to the child?
So first and foremost, at Lessinger, what I will say is all of my teachers are on a social media platform that's specific to a schoolhouse. So there's Bloom's and there's Class Dojo. You can reach my teacher. My teachers are responsive. Okay, I get messages from your wife at 10 o'clock. They are constantly communicating with parents. So if you message any of my staff, they message you back. and they give you the assistance that you need. Or you can write a note and say, hey, if I tell parents, we have to, everybody in life, we have to communicate where we are for people to meet us there. So if I'm struggling, then let the teachers know privately, hey, I struggle with this. Can you either provide tutoring after school, or is there somewhere you could recommend? I have paid for tutoring. My teachers have provided tutoring. We've done all of that, but you have to communicate that need. Your needs have to be communicated. And then additionally, there are online resources that we can give families where you can watch videos on how to do certain homework activities. You can go to Khan Academy to get assistance. Those
Khan is a great
so we
program.
provide lots of supports, but people have to be open to communicate their concerns, their deficits, their needs, all of those things, because it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less
That's
than.
right.
It just lets us know in this partnership that we have that this is what you need me to assist. That's any partnership.
Yeah.
And again, school and home is a marriage. It's a partnership. And that's how I need homes to view that.
Yes.
Wow.
How can a parent that has a 3-year-old, Lauren, I'm talking to my daughter, how can she get in touch with Lessinger and get set up for the fall? Because this is the time that you need to be doing it now.
We are enrolling now, and I will say I'm excited about the enrollment process. Last year we had a wait list. We still have a wait list.
Yeah.
So I urge parents to start enrolling. Go onto our website. That is Oak Park Schools. I believe it's it's on the screen. Thank you. You can go to Oak Park Schools and start an enrollment application. You can also read about our various programs online. And then another way is you can definitely give us a call, because I understand, and especially grandparents to help out. You might not want to get involved with that technology, and that's fine. I mean, I'll meet you where you are. So feel free to call as well. You can call us at 248-336-7690. Again, that's 248-336-7690. And you can call and just talk to us. You can talk to if you need to meet with me, I'm open. I have staff members that are willing to meet with you. My assistant, Ms. Hunter, is always willing to stop and answer an enrollment question. And this upcoming Saturday, Mrs. Whitfield and I, we will be at Oakland Schools in Pontiac. There is a huge preschool fair.
Wow.
For all the preschool programs in Oakland County. Lessinger and Oak Park Schools will be there as well. So please, and they're also providing transportation to this fair. So if you're in need of transportation, you can reach out to Oakland Schools. It's the preschool fair. You can go to their website. They have they also have Facebook, Oakland Schools. And they will host this preschool fair in which maybe not all, but majority of the districts will be involved in that preschool fair this Saturday. I think it's from 9 to 2.
9 to 2. That's why she said I won't be at Praise Team rehearsal.
Yes, because I'm borrowing her. She's coming with me.
Yes. Leisha Williams, she's answering the question that I posed. She said it was positive because she would enter school at 4 and would have been a young 5, socially wasn't ready, but the following year was socially ready and excelled academically. Yes. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for answering that, because it is so important for parents to just relate that information and to communicate. You have been saying this all throughout the program, that we need our parents to communicate and don't be shamed or feel that you're at a deficit because of something that you feel that you don't have when the school or the district can provide that for you. All right. I want you to just talk to the parents, because we're winding down. I want you to just share your heart with the parents. I've known you for some time, and I know the babies have your heart, and you put 110% in everything that you do concerning the babies and the school. I want you to just talk to the parents a little bit as we make our way out of here.
So what's very important for me, for families to know, especially families of color, to understand that education is the great equalizer. It levels the playing field. It is the thing that will change the trajectory of our communities. But we have to understand and embrace that. And in that, when you come to the table to talk about education, it's the same thing I talked about with my team earlier. We have to put our egos and our pride aside. And that comes from parents being able to tell me, I don't have a car, I don't have this, I don't know this, I don't understand that. And that's sometimes us as educators saying, we don't know certain things, we're unaware, we need to grow professionally, we need to grow academically. It's it's a thing that every one of us need to self-reflect on and be able to do.
Yeah.
Because that growth mindset and that willingness to be vulnerable is what we need to do to create the best environment for our babies, period. And then we need to come together. We, especially people of color, we were never a community that was meant to be individualistic. It was a village. And a village requires everybody to participate and be involved in that child's life. I push that at Lessinger. There are mothers that I don't have anyone. I need you to find a friend here, someone you can trust. I need these kids to build friendships with one another that could potentially last through elementary, middle school. Those are things, because in this world, we need one another. You have to collectively build your village. Last year when we had that fathers with dogs, hot dogs with fathers.
Yeah.
I had 300 and something men come. But I was fought. Yeah, it was an event. I was fought.
I don't even have a child there. But I was there.
Yeah, that's right.
Man.
Because I fought. And I had a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, they're babies without fathers. But that does not mean that we can leave that void there. We have to find males in our community that we can trust, that can be a part of helping those children understand the dynamics of a male role in your life, a female role in your life. Because I have some fathers. Let me shout out fathers that don't have the mothers in their life. So I have some kids that it's just dad in their life.
Yeah.
But the point is, this is more than a one-person, more than a two-person job. Raising a child takes a family and a village. And we've gotten away from that. And that is something that in my career that I really push to reinstill and to see. So that's why I have those parent spaces. Come talk to one another.
Yes.
I have a mom's group and a dad's group. You know, and I had a dad that say, he said, I just don't know what I'm doing. I didn't have a dad. I'm learning as I go. And that's fine. So he joined the dad's group. And now he calls some of the dads.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Again, this is when we talk about children, it's no longer about self. It's about us.
Yes.
So how do we do that?
That's good.
So that to me is what I hope to be part of my legacy, that we come back to that wholeness of being a community for our children and giving them the opportunities that they need, because no one else is going to give it to them.
Yeah.
It's really in our hands to do so. So I will always, in my lifetime and career, create spaces for people to come in and figure out what needs to be done for their kids, how we can support these babies, and how we can turn the tide.
Yeah.
Because I'm very concerned with education in America, period, and the direction that it's going in. But again, that's up to us as individuals to do that.
Absolutely. And I am so, on a serious note, I came because I sat with a child who did not have a father there. And I was able to just be that male model and spend time with them and
have the exchange.
And they had fun.
And when I tell you,
they enjoyed it. And he waved at me when it was time for them to leave. And I was like, oh.
And let me shout out my district, Oak Park School District, because when I tell you, every male principal, assistant principal, counselor, and every coach came that day.
Yeah.
And they all took over activities and they were involved.
Yes.
We really understand that concept in Oak Park Schools. And I'm proud of that we have to work together as a collective.
Yes.
Wow.
Shout out to Oak Park School District, Doctor. Doctor, Doctor.
You spoken it. So now I'm getting a doctorate. Okay, you spoken.
Brandy North, School Director of Lessinger Early Childhood Center. I want to thank you for gracing the table of Sunday Throwback. And I'm gonna tell you something. At some time, and we're growing. We're winning victory through Christ. But I would love to come at some point and maybe do a live at the school or something like that, and then be able to bring it back and show some excerpts from what we did. So you all stay tuned, everybody. Brandy North from the Oak Park School District, Lessinger. And if you want your child to come and you call or whatever, hey, let them know you heard about it on Sunday Throwback. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get a walking taco because you mentioned my name, because you mentioned the Sunday Throwback and me and Lord, I heard about Lessinger, but you'll have an opportunity and she'll know that you heard about it on Sunday Throwback, because we're a village too. We are in the community. And we just so happen to be in Oak Park District community right now. So thank you for gracing the table.
Yeah.
And God bless you in all your endeavors.
Thank you.
And God bless that district and all your teachers and staff
Yes.
and everybody. Listen, everybody, next week, Pastor Timothy and Apostle Kiwanis Brown, pastors of Transforming Live Ministries, will be my guest on Sunday Throwback, our guest on Sunday Throwback. So make sure that you tune in. Again,
Thank you both for
Dr.
having
North,
me.
thank you so much. We'll see you all next week. Blessings to you.
And we will sing the songs of his fame, forever testify of his grace.
Thank you for tuning in to Sunday Throwbacks with Larry Whitfield on WVTC Detroit. Listen, if you would like to become a partner or a guest on our show, please send us an email at lwhitfieldmusic@yahoo.com. That's lwhitfieldmusic@yahoo.com, or call 313-879-9752. That number again is 313-879-9752. We encourage you that God is always in the place, but what you have to do is get him in your space. When you do, your life will never be the same. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
The views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
Hello, everyone. I'm Judge Craig Strong, and I'm going to the Sandy Rose Show. Can't wait to be there.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.